My name is Nick, and I'm going to be the next school shooter of 2018.
I can't imagine how they feel about losing their family. And I wish that we can all go back and change it. I'm sorry for all the pain that I caused.
Can I please have my mom before I go?
Mr. Bailey, please hold this tight in the document.
Please, let me just find my mom.
From the youngest woman on death row in 2011 to a suspect who controversially avoided it, here are the 5 youngest age death sentences of all time. We start with a suspect who in 2011 became the youngest woman on death row in the U.S.
I don't wish death row on anybody. That is not okay.
No.
Nobody has a right to do that to anybody.
This is Amelia Carr. On February 15, 2009, 25-year-old Carr and her boyfriend Joshua Fulgham kidnapped and murdered Heather Strong, a 26-year-old mother of 2. Fulgham was Heather's estranged husband, and Carr was 7 months pregnant with his child.
Why do you think there was such interest in yours then with you?
I was pregnant. I was young. It was big for this place. I don't know.
So if you had better relationships, you probably wouldn't find yourself in the position you're in now.
I wouldn't have found myself in a lot of situations I was in when I was young.
The trio was in a volatile love triangle fueled by jealousy and a bitter custody dispute. Strong was lured to a storage trailer behind Carr's mother's home under false pretenses. Once inside, she was bound to a computer chair with duct tape.
We're currently looking into the disappearance of your daughter.
Yes.
Okay, have you heard from her?
No, I haven't.
When was the last time you heard from her?
Somewhere about the 10th, 11th, or 12th of February.
Is this unusual for...
Yes, it is.
long?
And Heather's birthday is Monday. And if she doesn't call me Monday, I know something's wrong.
Right, yes, ma'am.
Carr and Fulgham forced Strong to sign a document granting Fulgham custody of their children. After the document was signed, Carr attempted to break Heather's neck. When that failed, the pair placed a plastic garbage bag over Heather's head and suffocated her. Strong's body was later discovered buried in a shallow grave on the property.
You didn't strangle her?
No,
Did you have anything to do with burying her?
no. I cared about her. Then I get sentenced to death row because I told a lie.
Investigators quickly focused on Carr and Fulgham after Heather was reported missing. Evidence, witness statements, and Carr's own confession led to their arrests within days, formally charging both with kidnapping and first-degree murder. At her 2011 sentencing, Carr appeared emotionally restrained.
So when he read the sentence and my mom just collapsed. I knew I couldn't cry. I had to be strong. Yes, my mom. So, I turned around and I was like, it's okay, it's not over. We're gonna fight this. It's okay, it's okay. So it's like you get back. And because I'm from here, I grew up with a lot of people that worked at the county jail and stuff. And you can see them crying, and that's when it hit me.
In 2011, when just 26, Carr was sentenced to death, making her the youngest woman on death row in the U.S. at the time. However, her sentence was overturned in 2017, and she now serves life without parole. The next suspect controversially avoided the death sentence at just 24.
My name is Nick, and I'm going to be the next school shooter of 2018.
This is Nicholas Cruz. On February 14, 2018, in Parkland, Florida, 19-year-old Cruz arrived at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School armed with a semi-automatic AR-15 style rifle. He then murdered 17 people, 14 students and 3 staff members, while wounding 17 others. Cruz traveled to the school by Uber, entered Building 12 carrying the rifle in a case, and began a methodical attack.
Laying in front of the desk, I realized there's blood all over me. I don't really still realize what's going on.
And I just realized I was in danger. I looked straight ahead of me and I saw Alex Shackner passed away over his desk, and I saw his body not spasming, but more like trying to take his final breaths.
After firing his last shots, he discarded the weapon, blended in with fleeing students, and walked away from campus. Approximately 1 hour later, Cruz was located by law enforcement in a nearby residential area.
What's going on? What's going on today, bro?
The demons, man.
Demons?
Voices.
Yeah, no problem. We got it.
Voices.
Voices and demons?
Where's the voices? What the f? Where the f am I? Holy shit. What happened?
Shut up. Just be quiet, man.
He was taken into custody without resistance and later provided a recorded confession detailing the planning and execution of the attack. According to the prosecution, the attack was deliberate and premeditated, rooted in Cruz's fixation on revenge for perceived rejection and his stated desire to ruin Valentine's Day forever.
He said to me, "Get out of here. Things are about to get bad."
If you saw the person that was in the stairwell with you, would you be able to identify him?
Yes, sir.
You see him in the courtroom today?
I do. People with glasses on.
The defense countered with extensive evidence of severe mental illness during his change of plea hearing, in which he pled guilty to all counts of the Parkland school massacre. Nicholas Cruz took a moment to apologize.
I am very sorry for what I did, and I have to live with it every day. And that if I were to get a second chance, I will do everything in my power to try to help others. And I am doing this for you, and I do not care if you do not believe me. And I love you, and I know you don't believe me, but I have to live with this every day. And it brings me nightmares, and I can't live with myself sometimes, but I try to push through because I know that's what you guys would want me to do. I hate drugs, and I believe this country would do better if everyone would stop smoking marijuana and doing all these drugs and causing racism and violence out in the streets. I'm sorry, and I can't even watch TV anymore.
In 2022, at just 24 years old, Cruz was sentenced to life without parole after the jury was split. He is currently incarcerated in a Florida maximum security prison, serving 34 consecutive life sentences. But this next suspect wasn't quite lucky, getting the death sentence at just 23.
I wish I could give it back. I wish I could take away the hurt, the pain, from everything.
This is Romero Gonzalez. On January 15, 2001, across Bandera and Medina Counties, Texas, 18-year-old Gonzalez went to the home of his drug dealer and murdered 18-year-old Bridget Townsend. While he had intended to steal cocaine or money when Leal wasn't there, Gonzalez escalated things when he found Bridget alone in the house. Gonzalez robbed the house, then abducted Bridget to eliminate the only witness to the crime. He forced her into his truck and drove her to his family's remote ranch. There, Gonzalez sexually assaulted her before fatally shooting her with a .243 caliber hunting rifle. He then concealed her body in a brush-covered area on the property. Bridget Townsend disappeared without a trace, and the case went cold for nearly 2 years, leaving her family without answers. While incarcerated for an unrelated kidnapping, Gonzalez confessed to Bridget Townsend's murder. He led investigators to her remains, later stating that her mother deserved to know what had happened. In 2006, at just 23 years old, Gonzalez was sentenced to death. During an interview in 2022, Gonzalez appeared emotional when talking about Bridget and expressed remorse for his actions.
I am sorry. I'm sorry for what I did. But I know just how precious everything or Bridget was. There's no doubt in my mind she had a better future than I did, a more bright future than I did. I wish I could give it back. I wish I could take away the hurt, the pain, from everything,
Gonzalez was executed on June 26, 2024, after spending nearly 2 decades on Texas's death row. The next suspect was sentenced at only 19 and became the youngest person by age of offense to be executed.
I can't imagine how they feel about losing their family. And I wish that we can all go back and change it. And I'm sorry for all the pain that I've caused.
This is Brandon Bernard. On June 21, 1999, at Fort Hood, Texas, 18-year-old Bernard carjacked, robbed, and murdered Todd and Stacy Bagley, a young married couple from Iowa visiting Texas as youth ministers. Bernard acted with 4 other teenagers, including Christopher Villalva, 19, the group's ringleader. The group initially planned to rob the Bagleys. After forcing the couple into the trunk of their own car, they drove around the area for hours, attempting to withdraw money using the Bagleys' ATM cards. Then, the group stopped at the Belton Lake Recreation Area, and Villalva shot both victims in the head while they were still in the trunk.
Bernard was 18 when he and 4 others abducted and robbed the Bagleys before they were shot in Killeen, Texas. Bernard did not fire the gunshots, but he set their car on fire.
Authorities identified the group through surveillance footage, witness tips, and forensic evidence. Bernard and the others were arrested within days. In 2000, at just 19, Bernard was sentenced to death. Years later, several jurors said said they would have favored life imprisonment instead.
His life should be spared because he played a much lesser role than was alleged.
Well, the government put forward that Brandon was a leader. Brandon was a follower. He wasn't the initiator of this crime. He wasn't even present when the crime took place. He was playing video games in a store. So he's not present for the carjacking. He's not present for the robbery. He is present when Christopher Villalba shot both victims.
Despite a strong campaign for clemency, including pleas from celebrities like Kim Kardashian, he was executed on December 10, 2020. Bernard was the youngest person by age at the time of offense. Meet the youngest woman ever sentenced to death.
Can I please have my mom before I go?
Mr. Bates, please hold Ms. Pike in the dock.
Please, let me just love my mom.
Please hold Ms. Pike in the dock.
I love you.
This is Christa Pike. On the night of January 12, 1995, on the University of Tennessee's agricultural campus in Knoxville, 18-year-old Pike kidnapped, tortured, and murdered 19-year-old Colleen Slemmer. Pike acted with her boyfriend, 17-year-old Tatterall Shipp, and 18-year-old Shadala Peterson. All four were students at the Knoxville Job Corps Center. The crime was driven by a volatile romantic conflict. Pike believed Slemmer was trying to steal Shipp and saw her as a threat that had to be removed. Pike lured Slemmer to a remote area of the campus under the pretense of wanting to make peace and smoke marijuana. Once isolated, the group assaulted Slemmer for up to an hour. Pike and Shipp beat and slashed her with a miniature meat cleaver and a box cutter. Pike carved a pentagram into Slemmer's chest. Afterward, Pike removed a fragment of Slemmer's skull and kept it as a souvenir. During her 1996 sentencing, Pike appeared deeply emotional and cried on several occasions.
It is therefore ordered that you shall be put to death by electrocution in the mode prescribed by law, and that you shall be transferred to the custody of the warden at the Tennessee Prison for Women. And further, on the 12th day of January 1997, your body shall be subjected to shock by sufficient current of electricity. May God have mercy upon you. Mr. Bates, take Mr. Pike into the dock.
Can I please have my mom before I go?
Mr. Bates, please hold Ms. Pike in the dock.
Please, let me just love my mom.
Please hold Ms. Pike in the dock.
I love you.
In 1996, 20-year-old Pike was sentenced to death by electrocution. She remains on Tennessee's death row, with an execution date set for September 30th, 2026. Enjoyed the video? Like, subscribe, and watch this one.